Hi everybody, it's Nichelle here again with Birthday Hoover. Here at Birthday Hoover, I am a full spectrum plant-based holistic doula and an advocate for all things safe, natural, and effective. Here on this channel, we discuss all things pregnancy, birth, and womb health related. So if you like the content, you love what you hear on the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Today's topic is going to be about birth control. Please be advised that none of this information is intended as medical advice. It's only strictly information and educational purposes. So let's get right into it. Birth control. I want to talk about this because this is a major subject because a lot of our women and a lot of the female population is on some or has been on some kind of birth control in their lifetime, especially hormonal birth controls. Now, I want to discuss this because I want to talk about why it's detrimental to the body. Let's look at what birth control is doing. Birth control is basically stopping you from being able to get pregnant. But the way that it does this is that it tricks your body into thinking that you're actually pregnant. So when your body thinks you're pregnant, your body is going to create an endometrium lining that is not necessary because you're not actually pregnant. So this causes all kinds of other things: weight gain, overproduction of mucus, cysts, all of these different things that we don't think about because we just don't want to get pregnant, and we're so afraid of getting pregnant because of our situation, just because we don't want to have children. And that's fine. If that's your choice, you don't want to have children, or you've had enough children, or whatever the case may be, that is great, and that's your choice. But your body is being depleted of all kinds of minerals, your B vitamins, iron. Your body is going through so many different phases. Is your bone density can be messed with during this process, so it can actually cause, like, long-term use of birth control can cause osteoporosis. It can cause depression. It's definitely linked to mental instabilities in women. It can cause suicidal thoughts. It can cause irregular sleep patterns. It can change your actual body structure. Like, a lot of people don't understand. It's this shape where the top of your stomach kind of bulges out, and then it dips down. That shape is literally because your hormones are in balance. A lot of people think, like, oh, it comes from, you know, whatever, your diet or whatever case it be. But it's literally like birth control can literally change your shape. And people don't understand or realize this, but it's definitely information and it's definitely out there for us to learn. But the fact of the matter is that birth control, long term, short term, whatever term, can really cause so many problems, digestive issues, um it's just so much, irregular periods, to the point that when you come off of birth control and you want to try to have a baby, you really can't for some length of time, or maybe altogether you may be sterilized, because that is the kind of effect that it has on us. And so I like to talk about how we can get around birth control. And especially another thing where I hear people say, oh, well, my doctor put me on birth control because I needed to regulate my periods. Well, how does that actually happen if birth control is designed to stop you from becoming pregnant? And if you're not going to be pregnant and your body says that I am pregnant, then the bleeding is technically not an actual period. So I digress. Anyway, so around how we get around this. Let's learn our bodies. Let's learn our cycles. Let's eat better. Let's hydrate ourselves with good clean water. Let's look into herbs. Let's read about the female body and our phases. And it's every 7 years we change. So who you are at 7 years old to 14 years old to 28 years old, it's all a difference. You're not ever going to be the same. And that's why it's important for us to understand who we are, understand how to eat, understand what to eat during the phases of these cycles, and learning our ovulation cycles, because honestly speaking, we can only get pregnant 3 to 6 days out of the month, um, and then we're pretty much infertile for the rest of the month. If we understand our bodies and we know how to check and we know how to look for certain vaginal fluid and we know how to calculate our cycles and we regulate our cycles with good clean food and diet and herbs and different things like that, then we won't have to really depend on the harsh alternative of birth control. I would love if our pharmaceutical companies and our doctors and all, everything else that we have as access to could give us an alternative that is safe and not harmful to the body. But as of right now, we have to be responsible. We have to take these matters into our own hands. Because I look at people and I see people are willing to learn real estate. People are willing to learn how to sew and make clothes. People are willing to learn how to um, landscape, how to do construction, how to fix cars, how to do makeup. Makeup, I seen somebody get their makeup done and it took 2 hours. Lashes. I mean, all of this stuff that we learned how to do is a skill and an art. It is a skill and an art to learn your body. Know you. Understand how you feel at certain times. Understand how to check your cervix to see if it's open or if it's closed. Learn how to check for, oh, this fluid, egg white and stretchy, means that I'm fertile right now. Oh, this tacky one that's a little white and sticky means that I'm not as fertile. And this is how we start to appreciate who we are as women. We start to appreciate our bodies. We start to understand our bodies. We start to care for and love ourselves properly, because when we start to love ourselves the way we are supposed to, then everybody starts to love us in that way. We start to become these beautiful beings who have so much respect and value and love and understanding for who we are, and then so much other stuff starts to fall into place. It is very deeply rooted in the spiritual way that we lost sight of. If we think about it, every 28 days, the moon cycles around us, cycles around the earth. The body, a regular normal cycle, is between about 25 to 28 days. Some people have a longer 30-day period or a shorter, depending on body weight, health conditions, all of these different things. But our cycles is literally called moon cycles because we follow the cycles of the moon. And that is so beautiful. Like, we don't understand how connected we are to the earth, how connected we are to nature, and that if we get back to that, then we can start to heal ourselves, start to not have to depend on chemicals and toxins and hormones and all of this different stuff that is no good to us long term. And even with birth control, it can send you into early menopause, or it can cause you to have menopausal symptoms while you're on it. Hot sweats, hot, getting overheated, cold sweats, lightheadedness, dizziness. It's irritation. It's so much stuff that we look at and we're okay to deal with it just because we don't want to get pregnant, when there is other options that can be so simple and so easy if we took the time to love ourselves and look into ourselves and learn ourselves like we learn everything else. We could learn 45 songs and memorize all of those songs in our head and retain all of that information. But when it comes to loving us and understanding us and doing what we need to do for ourselves, we often um, shy away from that, or we often make that not a priority. And we need to be a priority. We have to be, for our children, for life, for nature, for the planet, for so many other things. And I know I'm getting a little bit deep, so I'm gonna go now. But thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm so grateful for all of the input and the views and everything else. If you guys have questions, if you need to ask me about topics or anything in that nature, please email me at birthyouhura@gmail.com. That is birthuhura@gmail.com. Thank you again, and I will see you guys for the next video. Peace and pregnancy dust.